Hello everybody, welcome or welcome back. As you can see, I'm going to make another one of those pen holders, makeup brush holders, whatever you want holders. I've mixed up about 8 ounce, just under 250 mils of craft resin, and I'm going to use white paste from Amazon, a 2-pack from Amazon, and the brand is called Vivideye. As you can see, I'm using a silly oversized measuring cup, a jug more like. I thought I was going to mix up a larger amount than what I did, and it's a massive pain stirring all the way down to the bottom of that, and it's a massive pain to clean as well. Anyway, I'm going to attempt to make a Christmas scenery on this holder. So let's jump ahead to something a little more interesting. Okay, I want to let it degas a little for a while before I pour it in. So I'm just splitting it into some separate cups just to thin it out to prevent it from flash curing. I'm going to add some glitters to this. I decide on 3 colours, and conveniently that means that I put one colour in one cup, another colour in another, and another colour in another, rather than mix all 3 glitters into all 3 cups. I'm using a set of glitters from a shop called The Works in the UK. As you can see, that was £2. I don't know if they still sell them. I have had this for a few years. I use a gold, a purple, and a white that has sort of shimmers of different colours in it. Okay, I have sprayed the mould with 99% alcohol, and here I am pouring. I have not used glue because that makes it a pain to pour. I'm just taking a risk on the glitter all sinking, but because I'm going to decorate the piece up anyway, hopefully it doesn't matter if the glitter all sinks. There'll be distractions throughout the piece anyway. And giving it a squidge to make sure there are no bubbles trapped on the bottom, which will become the top of the finished piece. And you didn't need to see me pour it all. I had to make up a little bit extra. As you can see there, I haven't got the colour ratio exactly correct, but that's fine because it's on the bottom where the mismatch is visible. Okay, I've got a mould here of Santa and Mrs. Claus holding hands and kissing. And I'm just showing you here, this is the holder that I made for the sticker collaboration. I'm going to attempt to stick this piece, when I've made it, to the front left side of the mould. And I'm talking about how I need to demold this whilst it's still a bit bendy so that I can curve it to the shape of the mould. When I started out, I was going to use these glittery, shimmery mica powders and also some from another set, which I don't have the box for. As the project develops, I end up not using them at all. I'll still show you a little bit of me painting the mould because I end up making the models again, but I don't bother filming myself colouring those in. So I'll just show you a little bit of that anyway, just for those people who like a little bit of a music time-lapse with some therapeutic colouring in.
I tried to make it pretty bright, a holder for the brushes right, but the resin spilled, the stencil light, a sticky mess I couldn't hide. Paint dripped down like a snowflake fall. I tried it all, I hit the wall. then grabbed some pens, gave it a go. The lines stayed sharp, they didn't flow. Sticky Christmas kisses on a snowy little scene. Santa's holding Mrs. Claus, the cutest I have seen. With trees and stars and candy bars, it's not quite magazine, but sticky Christmas kisses make it feel like evergreen. I stuck on trees, I stuck on dreams, glued joy and hope in little streams. A Santa laugh, a candy beam, this project's wild, a Christmas meme. The brush holder's no masterpiece, but love's in every glued on piece. The resin fights, the paint's a beast, yet here it stands, a festive feast. Sticky Christmas kisses on a snowy little scene. Santa's holding Mrs. Claus, the cutest I have seen. With trees and stars and candy bars, it's not quite magazine, but sticky Christmas kisses make it feel like evergreen. Started with a plan so neat, epoxy resin at my feet, pen holder or makeup stand, crafting magic with my hands. UV resin gave it a shot, it cured too fast, now it's a blot. Oh, resin dreams and messy schemes, my masterpiece ain't what it seems. Acrylic paints ran wild and free, but paint pen saved the day for me. Tried to paint a snowy tree, ended up with abstract debris. Santa's face, a scribbled blur, frosty, just a melting stir. My brushes danced, but not in time, every stroke a sticky crime. Oh, resin dreams and messy schemes, my masterpiece ain't what it seems. Acrylic paints ran wild and free, but paint pen saved the day for me. I tried to make it pretty bright, a holder for the brushes right, but the resin spilled, the stencil light, a sticky mess I couldn't hide. Paint dripped down like a snowflake fall. I tried it all, I hit the wall, then grabbed some pens, gave it a go. The lines stayed sharp, they didn't flow. Sticky Christmas kisses on a snowy little scene. Santa's holding Mrs. Claus, the cutest I have seen. With trees and stars and candy bars, it's not quite magazine, but sticky Christmas kisses make it feel like evergreen. I stuck on trees, I stuck on dreams, glued joy and hope in little streams. A Santa laugh, a candy beam, this project's wild, a Christmas meme. The brush holder's no masterpiece, but love's in every glued on piece. The resin fights, the paint's a beast, yet here it stands, a festive feast. Sticky Christmas kisses on a snowy little scene. Santa's holding Mrs. Claus, the cutest I have seen. With trees and stars and candy bars, it's not quite magazine, but sticky Christmas.
And now I'm going to colour in some extra decorations. So I've got a mould there with 3 plain outdoor trees, and on the mould on the right there's a little house and an an indoor Christmas tree, or sometimes people do have outdoor Christmas trees with baubles on. This is a tree on the right with baubles on. Let's just say that. I do colour in and make all of these simply because I don't know what I'm going to use on the finished product, so make more rather than wish I'd made something. And as you can see, I've dug out an extra mould there because I thought it'd be nice to have a tree with no leaves on and try and decorate it up with some snow or glitter to imitate snow on the edges of the branches. And I've just remembered I don't put any powders down in that house. Quite as black.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, la 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 la.
I am using my Let's Resin black pigment paste, and I think I put way too much in. It was instantly black enough. I prefer to have it not quite black enough and then add a little bit more, but I think I went over the top straight off the bat this time, so try to not be as wasteful with that if you can. You will have seen that, as I said, I was backing everything with black. That includes the people, and that was the big mistake, and you'll see why in a few moments.
For me.
Right, okay, ready to demold all of my little pieces, but not the pen holder. So I've got my purple pen holder out, ready for hopefully being able to shape Santa and Mrs. Claus to that pen holder in the hope that it holds its shape, ready for when the new one is demolded. Unfortunately, you're about to see why it was a mistake backing them with black. I always forget that black dulls down your colours. I always think black makes your powders pop, but that's only certain powders, not your generic mica powders. So the grey of the hair and the trims on the coats and hats are the same colour, and the faces are not pink anymore. Every day's a school day on this channel, people. If you appreciate me making mistakes so that you can learn from them, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Here's a QR code if you are watching on TV to make that easier for you. And please also remember to hit the like button. Thank you. I have recoloured my mould in. I have used different colours than before. Essentially the same colours, still a purple coat for Mrs. Claus, still a red for Santa Claus. The only difference is I've used my chrome powders for those instead of reverting to the other shimmer micas. And I was going to back it in yellow, but yellow? White, but I think I'm going to stick with clear. I'm not sure which is the best. Let's demold our pot. Okay, the glitter hasn't worked out quite as I wanted, Can't see much purple glitter. No bubbles on the top though, so no holes. Oh yeah. His coat's ended up more pink than red, but never mind. That's cute. It's a bit staining on the mould. Okay, let's have a look. Where shall I put things? Yeah. So we could put these on here. Sticks up a little bit, but and bend it around. I might have to heat gun it. I think that's quite painful. I think I'm going to have to glue them on as soon as I heat them up because they're flattening back out. So let's just plan where everything's going to go. So I've got my shimmery white out again. And I'm going to see if I can just brush on. No, not with that I can't. That's a bit better. I'm not going to bother with these or that house. So I will get some glue ready. Got some B7000. I'm going to heat this up, then glue it straight away. Not sure whether this will be strong enough to hold it in the bent position. So I might have to go get super glue.
I tried to make it pretty bright.
Okay, that seems good.
A holder for the brushes right, but the resin spilled, the stencil light, a sticky mess I couldn't hide. Paint dripped down like a snowflake fall. I tried it all, I hit the wall, then grabbed some pens, gave it a go. The lines stayed sharp, they didn't flow. Sticky Christmas kisses on a snowy little scene. Santa's holding Mrs. Claus, the cutest I have seen. With trees and stars and candy bars, it's not quite magazine, but sticky Christmas kisses make it feel like evergreen. I stuck on trees, I stuck on dreams, glued joy and hope in little streams.
Just keep pressing them down and I'll come back to you in a few minutes. Okay, this is looking really pretty now. I put some extra glue on the hats, so they're pretty much stuck on now. What I'd like to do is decorate up the back a little bit. I might be going way over the top now, who knows, especially because I've got them stuck on the front now. I might go and mess things up by trying to put things on the back. But maybe just some moons and stars, I don't know. If I'm going to decorate up the back, I may as well stick a couple more trees on, hadn't I? Hey, why not? What about putting an angel up in the air? A couple of them trees stuck on, an angel up in the air with some stars and moons around. Okay, I have taped on my stencil and I have mixed some of that pink into some UV resin. Okay, that didn't work. I ended up peeling the whole thing off. So I am going to try it again, painting. Right, I haven't got a clue with paints. I just bought the starter set from a bargain shop in the UK. I don't have a clue. I've got loads of paintbrushes because I've bought loads of sets, but I ain't got a clue what's the best type of brush to use, so I'm just going to use a basic brush. I wonder whether this colour would be the best colour to use for the face and feet. So I'll try that. And if that doesn't seem good, I shall try making a pink. Oops, no, that is too brown. That is too brown. Yeah. But rather than waste it, shall I mix a bit of white with it and see what it does? Crimson red or scarlet red to mix with white. Let's try crimson. Too pink, but how do I unpink it a bit? Jumping in with a quick voiceover here to plead for your help. I am useless at painting. If there's anybody out there who does a lot of painting, could you please help me out with what would be the best colours to use to make a flesh colour? No doubt in the future, when I try and paint other projects, I'll come across other colours that I don't know how to make. So for this video, if we could start simple, what would make good flesh colours? Please comment down below. I would be extremely grateful for any help. Can you buy flesh coloured paints on their own? And I'm guessing it was a bad idea to even attempt to paint on when the stencil won't lie flat. After trying the acrylic paints just as they come, I didn't like it. You could see the brush marks. I was getting thicker bits and thinner bits. Then hubby came in, so I asked his advice. He said mix them with water, and of course they were too thin and running underneath the stencil. So then I thought, if I'm going to use water, I may as well just try with watercolours. See if that works any better. If this don't work, I give up. I end up giving up and using my acrylic pens instead. Only because I'm under time pressure to try and film at least 3 more projects for December. I'm a trier. I will keep trying. When I've got some time off work over Christmas, I will have a date with my scrap pieces. At this point in the project, I thought I had done with the decorating. As I've said, I do go on to use acrylic paint pens, but for now I thought I had finished, so I'd moved on to making the cork for the work surface protection. This was part of the Friendship Express collaboration organised by Amy at Resonating Art by Amy M, Sally at All Aboard Resin Creations, Susie at Serendipity Resin Creations, and Tina at Pour Resin with Love. And this is for our monthly themed project, which for the 13th of December is Winter Wonderland. And as you can see here, I didn't get it into position straight away. It's a good job I do this just for fun.
Started with a plan so neat, epoxy resin at my feet, pen holder.
Here is where I've decided I haven't quite finished. I get out my Artex acrylic markers, and that decorating that I failed to do previously, I now do with markers instead. I don't think watching me colour in will be that interesting, so I don't think I'll have you sit and watch me do that. I also would like to keep a bit of surprise for the glamour shots. Right, okay, just one quick last thing before I go to the glamour shots. I've also got some fake snow, and I'm going to use that to decorate up the bottom, and I'm going to do that with using UV resin as my glue, which I've got in some black nail polish bottles. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all of my subscribers. I do appreciate you all very much. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. It's completely free. If you feel I've earned it and if you can afford it, there's also a link to buy me a coffee. I'm extremely grateful for every donation, no matter how small. Thank you.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish